Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. I kind of recorded half of the episode and then I realized that I didn't have my microphone settings correctly set up and I sounded like I was on helium. So I'm recording again and I will just show you everything I've done in that half of the episode. So basically we have the Void Reminder Controller tier 5. I think we set up that last episode. I added some luck modifiers. We're using a clear lens, so I don't think we need accuracy modifiers at least. They might improve if the things that we get, I guess, because the clear lens just has a percentage chance on everything. So I think if we add the accuracy modifiers, we're just gonna get more of the more percentage chance to get what we get. But I think we're getting things fast enough and in big quantities that it doesn't really matter. The luck just increases the amount of things we get, I believe. I think that's how they work. So I added some over here as well, and we're producing resources very, very fast here. I am keeping most of the stuff as we said last episode, I believe, down here. And the power is coming from the end, and I have upgraded that as well in between episodes. So let's just go to the end portal and go in here. And we have the Atheum solar cells with a with a solar array controller tier 5. That I had it recorded and I lost that recording while I was updating my PC, or updating. I went from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Because I was still on Windows 7 for some reason. So I made this in between episodes. The high voltage solar array took quite a while to craft because it is a whole bunch of crafting steps to make all of the solar panels. And it just took quite a bit. I decided that we should do Blutonium today, and I kind of achieved that, but you didn't see it because I deleted the recording footage. Okay, so let's go back to the base. Let's just go to 0 and go back home. I also did one more thing from Enigmatica. I made the personal nanobot beacon, which I'm going to show you in a moment as soon as we load back into the base. But that solar array is making us 3.2 million RF per tick, which is really cool. I am regenerating all my health, so if I look up, I see all of the healthy numbers things. Okay, so the personal nanobot beacon, I have water breathing, I have 1 luck, I have strength 4, resistance 4, regeneration 4, fire resistance, saturation 4, and health boost 4. So with that, we get all of the health boost. The Ring of Odin I have to replace every time I go through a dimension for it to kick in, but we have 3 of the white hearts or yellow hearts, I believe, and then a bunch of the pink ones. But that's basically the structure. It's just a whole lot of structure frame tier 6s, and I don't know if you can set up multiple of these to get all of the different effects, but I assume not, I guess. But let me know down in the comments if you can set up more, because if we can, I can just set up another one and get all of the effects. But I did set up a compact machine over here, or inside of the compact machine, the things that we need for close to be automatically getting plutonium. I have a fission reactor, and if we look in here, we have minus 6,000 heat, and I have to put on my my scuba helmet, my hazmat stuff, if we want to handle enriched fuel. Is it not enriched? Uranium. Oh, I had uranium-238. Yeah, we need enriched uranium. And we can make this guy by using the tiny clumps of uranium that we don't have, because I need to grab uranium. Let's just do 3 stacks so we get... Yeah, there we go. And I have 64 speed upgrades in here, and because we have enough power with a flux point, this is extremely fast. And it uses 65,000 RF per tick, which is really cool. So let's just get 3 stacks of this. Like so. And we can then take regular uranium and not our uranium-238, which we can use to make MOX nuclear fuel. But I'm going to take that, toss all of these in here, and we can make a stack of enriched uranium. There we go. We can toss this in here, and it's going to start processing, and it's going to be, the heat is minus 286, and I'm going to show you in a moment as soon as we process all of this. I'm just going to do a little bit of a speedy up thing. and that should process. And it's going to make us depleted uranium nuclear fuel, which is going to turn into tiny piles of plutonium and uranium-238. And the uranium-238 we can turn into MOX nuclear fuel. I have it over here on this side. With plutonium and uranium-238, we can make MOX nuclear. We can we can also use just regular uranium, so it doesn't really matter if we use this 238 stuff or not. Alrighty, so we just need plutonium, which is blocks. And I have tiny piles of plutonium. I have a few. So let's just do this, because we have all of the things in the system anyway. It's going to make us 21 blocks. Lovely. I'm just going to convert all of this into ingots. And that is still going. So let's give you a bit of a speedy up thing. All right. Let's toss the plutonium in here and let's get some MOX nuclear fuel. I want to see how fast this is in here at least, or how long it takes to process and if the heat levels are okay. If not, I might have to just reduce a little bit of the reactor cells that I have inside. But we have a cooling rate of minus 6,880. We can probably get some more cooling. If I look at coolers, I have reactor cells, so I could just have the cooler that must touch at least two reactor cells. Reactor cell and one reactor casing. I think I can put even more lapis coolers in there, I think. Okay, this is almost done, so I'll give you like a few more speedy up points. And I will show you how the inside of the reactor looks like in a moment. Let's just get this processed and let me show you now. So I'm just gonna break in here and we're gonna break all the cells. So basically, in the corners, I have Endurium coolers. And then in between of those, I have 3 cryothium coolers, and the Endurium cooler requires to be touching at least 3 reactor casings at exactly 1 vertex. So you can have 4 of those inside of the thing because 3 reactor casings are only going to be in the corners. And then cryothium coolers must touch at least 2 reactor cells. So that is on all of the sides. So I'm using basically all of that space. And then we have the lapis coolers, which must touch at least 1 reactor cell and 1 reactor casing. So the cells go in the corners here, like that, and so that covers the lapis ones. The helium ones must touch exactly 1 valid redstone cooler and at least 1 reactor casing. So there are 4 around the redstone cooler, and the redstone cooler is just touching 1 reactor cell. So I could even put more. What is the lapis one? Reactor cell and reactor casing. So we can't do that. We could do more redstone coolers. Oh, actually, no, we can't because we have helium coolers. And this says on the helium one that must touch exactly 1 valid redstone cooler. So if we would put a cooler here that is redstone, that wouldn't work. So what else is just to be the cell? Reactor must touch exactly 1. Yeah, that's the helium, Endurium, cryothium. Iron is 1 gold cooler. Emerald is 1 reactor cell and 1 active moderator. So we could add moderators, but that's going to increase the heat. 1 valid glowstone, 2 valid lapis coolers along a common axis. So that's the tin. And lapis is doing 100. And magnesium is 1 reactor casing and 1 active moderator block. So emerald would be better to do active moderators. What if we do these? I think I still have some. So what if we do 4 of these? Actually, we're gonna need more. 4, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, because I wanted them like this. And then we can do reactor cells here. And then if we do graphite, I think I'm gonna need 4 blocks total. If we put it here. And then we do emerald coolers here and then graphite. Reactor cell, cooler graphite. I need 1, 2, and that graphite's going to be covered. We just need cells there. So let's do 1, 2 more of these to put them here and here, and then do cell, and we can put a cell in the middle as well, and then 2 more emeralds here and here. And then that. No, this. And then the redstone and the heliums. How are you on cooling now? Minus 6,300. What if we put in a MOX nuclear fuel? That's minus 4,000. Well, that's not bad because it's only 11 cells. And this is going to run... does it show how long it's going to run? I can't see. What if we give you a bit of a... That's not bad, actually, with the speedy up stuff. But leaving it just inside would take quite a bit to process. But basically, the depleted MOX nuclear fuel in here, if we just take all of these out, it's going to make quite a bit of tiny piles of plutonium. So, yeah. We could just run enriched uranium fuel and then just reprocess the uranium, I can't even say uranium, 238s to make more of the fuel. So I think it's time to just have AE, which I have in here, somewhere in the back over here, or maybe somewhere over the top probably, and just set up a system where we reprocess the fuel, we isotope separate the things to make the fission reactor fuel, and automatically import it, export it, process it, and maybe even autocraft plutonium inside of this room. Plutonium is now fully set up, fully autocraftable, and I have to touch nothing and I get made plutonium, which is lovely. So what I did here is I have a uranium drawer exporting into an isotope separator, which makes us the tiny clumps of uranium-235, which are then crafted with more uranium to make enriched uranium fuel, which is then put into this drawer and extracted into the fission reactor. Then the depleted fuel comes into this drawer, gets fuel reprocessed, made into uranium-238 and tiny piles of plutonium. The uranium-238 I'm not really worried about. We don't need to reprocess it because we have uranium with the seeds anyway, and we're making it faster than this reactor is producing us the depleted ones. So we're not using it faster than we're making it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And then I extract the tiny piles of plutonium into this drawer so I can have a storage bus on it to detect it for this guy. So if we basically fill up this fuel reprocessor, we fill up the drawer here with, I think I had it to 124 of the plutonium, the fuel reprocessor will turn off, and I will also have another level emitter and a cable going down here where I have this line of item conduit, and I'm gonna turn on and off the reactor with a redstone conduit, which we can do together here. So I'll just take this and we're gonna put you right here. And I'm gonna do this, and then we can say output red, and we're gonna take these two down. We're gonna put conduits here and here, and we're not gonna take an input from this. We're gonna take a level emitter, which I have here, and we're gonna take I wanted a plutonium, but I need to kind of stop this guy from extracting, and then we need to just give you a little bit of a speed boost with the time in a bottle to just do your thing and get me a single plutonium. So I'll add that to the level emitter here and once we get it, which shouldn't take too long, and then we can have the reactor controlled on and off without that lever over there, and it's going to look better as well. Almost. Plutonium, give it to me. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Plutonium. And we're going to say 1000. Wrong clicks. 1024. And we're going to emit when levels are below limit because the reactor needs redstone signal to run. So we're just going to take this off. The reactor should be running because of that. And we can put on some conduit facades right here. Awesome. And then the tiny piles of plutonium are extracted with this guy, which we just need to do on always active, are extracted into this drawer, which just holds a stack, which is then extracted into this crafter with a limited item filter for 3 piles, 3 tiny piles, and then I have the exact same thing on this side, extracting the exact amount of blocks that we need to craft a plutonium block, which is 2 cyanide, 1 palis, 1 block of cobalt, and 2 blocks of mana-infused metal. So basically the slowest production is a tiny pile of plutonium. Everything else is faster. As you can see, cobalt, I think we have it. Oh, it's kind of slow, but once plutonium is going to fill up to 1,000, everything else is going to backlog, and I have enough of a backlog to craft the 1,000 plutonium. And we can even increase the amount of cobalt we want, the mana infused as well. The cyanide also, we have 3,000, we have 4,000 blocks, so that's fine. And the Ampere Palis, I have just a stack, but the crafting is fast enough to keep up with the speed of the tiny pile of plutoniums that we're getting. So I think that's pretty much it. And this is just going to slowly produce us a huge buttload of plutonium, which is lovely. So that is pretty much it for this automation. Now that we have plutonium, we can make the elite tier installers, and we can also make draconic cores. And I believe I have everything needed for the draconic cores in the system on autocraft. Possibly not the dislocator, but we can sort that out. I don't think I have draconium. Do I have crushed draconium? I do not. Okay, so let's get draconium dust automated, and then we can do the whole dislocator. I have another spot on the pulverizers here. Lovely. So let's put in draconium. Give me my network tool so I can see this export. Let's just check the drawer to see if it has the thing. It does. Go draconium. There you go. And then draconium dust. And we can say set up to 1024. Emitment levels are below, and this needs to be redstone high, which it is. Awesome. So that's draconium dust sorted. And let's get this off so we get a little bit of our frames back. I put draconic cores in here, but we also need this dislocator. So let's just get that. We have Eyes of Ender and Blaze Powder auto-craftable. So that should be all that we need. And the genetics processor, do we have that set up? No, we just have 2 made. Okay, so genetics processor. I have the pure nether quartz, I have the advanced circuits and the printed stuff, so that should be fine. I just need the circuit to be this guy. Like that and like that. That's gonna make us 2, so let's just scroll down a little bit over to here. And do that, that, and that. How many of these do I have stored? 1024, that's lovely. I'm glad I thought ahead. So draconic core, oh, even though I typed it again. Can I make one? I can, magical. Draconic core. Gate, quest, thingy, gate unlocked, claim. Wonderful. Only advanced rocketry is locked. And we get a diamond shield. Poopers. Okay. What is it for advanced rocketry that we need? We need a machine structure. Let's just make that. Why not? Let's unlock that. Machine structure. Oh, we needed it's iron shaft, elite plating, and signalum cell frame. Okay, so iron shaft is a metal former. Have a metal former. I'm gonna grab some iron blocks. And we can probably set this up like right here. We need the cable. Is it the universal cable? Is it the power? It is. So let's do that guy right here. Because I did the universal cables on the back, and we can do them over here as well. So let's just toss you in here. Do I have any more overclockers? I do. I have like a stack of overclockers. How many did I put in here? 8. That sounds doable. 8. Awesome. I'm gonna set up the automation for this off camera, but I just wanted to make the shaft here. So we can get this machine structure. That's going to be another gate. Haha, advanced rocketry. Lovely. we can, is it a choose? No, it's a claim all. Okay. So we get a seat from advanced rocketry, liquid fuel tanks, and titanium. Oh yeah, so you could get a bit of titanium by doing this, I guess. And the bragging rights is the ultimate crafting table. Okay. Why don't we just make that and work towards the ultimate crafting table? I think it's in our reach now. And I'm going to set up the recipe for this. We just need draconium crystals, which I need to do the whole chemical crystallizer thingy-bob. So I'm going to craft the things that I need and we can possibly set this up. I finished setting up the thing that I needed for draconium crystals, and it's a little bit of a mess, and it's not fully automated whatsoever because we just need the draconium crystals for making this ultimate crafting table, and then we don't need anything else from this, so I'm just going to be tearing it down anyway. But the way this works is we take sulfur that I'm exporting into here with an export bus, and this turns into sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide then gets put into the chemical infuser with some oxygen and makes sulfur trioxide. The oxygen comes from my system, from downstairs basically. And then over here we have a basic combining factory, which I will toss in some draconium dust, and that will just make draconium ore. The sulfur trioxide, goes into the chemical infuser, which turns it into sulfuric acid with some water vapor, which is made here by the rotary condensator, and also the sink. We can just put you here back so you get water again. So that makes that. The combiner made us the draconium ore. Then we take that, put it into the chemical dissolution chamber with the sulfuric acid. That will make us draconium slurry, which we can then take I just been doing this with a gas tank over here. We can take the gas tank, put it over here. It's gonna put in the draconium slurry. We can put it over here. Can we? No. Okay, so I need to actually extract it out into here. We need to do that and then grab a couple of gas conduits and just say extract. And that's gonna probably put it in. Where did you go? Oh, nowhere just yet. What if we do that? Everything is connected weirdly, so it's doing weird things. Why don't you just get extracted into what you need to be? Do you need to go into this side? Do I need to rotate you? Is that the case? Can we do extract always active? No. Then here. Boom. We're gonna disconnect you. Why are you not? Oh, is it? It could be that the top is the input. No. And I can't even set the sides of the input. Where is there another input? There's the left side, there's the right side, and there's the top side. And it doesn't want to go in. Can I add you to here again? No. So basically, it's not working for some reason. It says, yeah, slurry. Why can't I put you in here? Shift right click, empty it, no, power, new. Basically, the draconium slurry goes into here, makes clean draconium slurry, then you put it into chemical crystallizer, makes draconium crystals. I'm not gonna do that again, so we're just gonna destroy this and pack it all up. I'm gonna take that down off camera. And this gas tank, I don't care. Okay, so that's the draconium crystals that we need to make the ultimate crafting table. And then the rest of the stuff, I think we pretty much have in the system, except for wyvern cores. I think we're gonna get stuck on that because that's primal mana in the carpenter, and primal mana is IC2 coolant, and then there's the mailman outside making noise, and molten Osgol glass, molten Mirian. So we're gonna automate that next, I think. I'm gonna set up everything that I can in here and then see how much time we have left on the episode, and we can go automate the primal mana and the wyvern cores. God, I lost my voice. I realized one thing before we get to the whole automation of wyvern cores and stuff. We can make pellets of RTG fuel now. I think I need to be, if I don't put it in my inventory, I think I'm fine. I don't know if that's radioactive, but this is used to make this Voider Miner tier thing in the base. Oh, it's in the basic crafting thing. So I might as well put on my hazmat suit. and grab our RTG fuel. I'm gonna need to go grab our void miners. So let's grab you, all of these, all of those, just basically everything. Like so. All right. Workshop. I don't know why there's flickering. But that's the RTG fuel. It's in the basic thing, right? So Aethium and Iridium neutron reflectors. Iridium neutron reflectors. I can make 2 super easily. 1, 2. And then just 4 blocks of Aethium. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, AE, you don't. Okay, you don't wanna let me extract 4 at a time. Okay, so that plus that. Void ore miner controller tier 6. Awesome. Over here, I set up everything that we could have. Over here, I actually missed a compressed crafting table. Like that. This is everything that we can, or we have right now. So we're gonna set up the rest later. Are you gonna show me how much things you need? It specializes in generating grows from the void does not generate common ores. Yeah, that I know. So we can set up the tier 5 if we want the rest of the ores, but I think we can just use that one. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't say how much stuff it needs, so let me check that in the digital guide and set it up off camera. This is fully assembled, and I have on the transfer limit, I set it to 2 million because this uses up 7 million. It's using 13 million. I assume it's filling up like its internal buffer or something. Yeah, there we go, 7 million RF per tick. So I'm gonna set it up to 2 million because we don't need it to process more. Stop shooting me, go away. So the only thing that is extra that this makes is Draconium ore. So I added this over here to the drawers, and it basically makes less ores than the ones before, but makes Draconium, kind of is the sense. Because this guy makes only, if we look here, it makes all of the crystals, and then it makes nether quartz, gold, diamond, emerald, glowstone, aluminum, charred stardust, platinum, mana, cobalt, ardite, draconium, iridium, and dimensional shard ore. You know what? We probably should process the dimensional shard ore because I don't want to be crafting the dimensional shards. Because, I mean, it's not that it's expensive, but, you know, we can just process the ore if we're already getting it. We can set up that somewhere. I might do that in between episodes, I guess, because it's not a big deal. All right, so for the ultimate crafting table over here, we need Ludicrite and Wyvern Cores. Ludicrite is going to be the easier of the two, I guess, to set up. We also need resonant cell frames, so that's going to be a whole another thing, I guess, because it requires a few things that we don't have automated just yet. So for Ludicrite, we need, it's Ludicrite blocks is what it makes. We could use an advanced carpenter, which is going to use less liquid DNA and less blocks in general. It's going to only use 1 alumite, 1 plutonium instead of, oh, it's only using 1 plutonium here as well, but 1 alumite and 1 ender amethyst less. But basically the liquid DNA is the slow process over here. Unless, if we don't care that the liquid DNA is slow, we can just set it up here with a carpenter and put it here on the wall, and we don't need to make the whole advanced carpenter thing. I think that might be easier, all in all, I guess. We'll see. I'll decide, basically, but I'll get everything ready that I need. I have some liquid DNA in here. Did I not? Oh, do they not store liquid? Ah, poopers. They didn't. They don't store liquid. I had like a full liquid DNA full of them. Okay, let me just do things off camera. So I kind of love that they added the whole Tinker's complement mod, because I can have an automatic way of getting all of the Tinker's smeltery things without actually having a smeltery and extracting in and out of there and having to worry about how much I insert in and how much I insert out and so forth. So basically the way this works is we have sear tanks with blazing pyrotheum powering or supporting these melters, which are processing obsidian, aluminum blocks, and iron ingots. I don't need iron blocks specifically. I can put them in though. You know what? It'll be it'll be looking a little bit better if we do iron blocks. So let's just, that's going to insert another stack of ingots. So let's get this away, put that away, take that on, give me a stack of iron blocks. There you go. Okay, so basically, this is melting iron. It is going into this sear tank. Aluminum is going into this sear tank, and obsidian is coming into this sear tank. The obsidian is kind of slow on the melt part, but I don't think we should worry about it. Eventually, we're going to get 1,024 ingots of alumite here from this ingot former, and we should be good. Everything should turn off because of the way I have this set up. The alloy tank requires a heater, which burns solid fuels, which is coal or any coal blocks or any type of wood if you wanted to. I just did coal. And then it has the power to alloy the liquids that are next to it in sear tanks or melters. You could put these melters specifically next to the thing. So if you have to alloy just a thing that has two components, you can put I believe a melter here and a seared tank with lava, or even just another heater down here. And also a melter here and the seared tank here, and then you alloy it together in the middle. Then I extract the alumite that is made here into the ingot former, which makes ingots. I could have used a smart output, but ingot former is just easier. It is power, and I think smart outputs are also laggy as far as I know. So that's pretty much it. I don't know if I could get molten obsidian. Could I melt obsidian? Like I can't, oh, there's a melter. Can make molten obsidian. Can I just use regular melters? So hold on, aluminum. I can't just use melters. I don't even need this carbo. And then I just need the alloy tank, because the only thing that can make alumite is the alloying of the thing. Yeah. All right, so I actually can just take this out. Then I don't even need the magma crucible here in the back, making me blazing pyrotheum. All right, let me change that to the simple melters. Firstly, I wanted to do all of these three with the melters and using the alloy tank, but this guy would be a bit difficult because in the recipe for alloying, it requires 5 different input items. So I would have to have this alloy tank surrounded on all sides by sear tanks, and that way I couldn't make it pretty. So I just decided to make another advanced metallurgic fabricator. We have one making us titanium in another compact machine, and the way I want to set this up is basically have kind of the same thing that I have at Botania with the whole export buses and an interface. So we're gonna have the 3 recipes for all of these in here. We're gonna set the interface to not push crafting items if inventory contains items. So it's just gonna do one at a time. I also hid the interface from the terminal because we don't need to see that. And the way I have here is I have a flux point directly on here. I have a cable going down here to the interface. And then we need to connect this to basically this dense cable. So we can just do, it's gonna look ugly if we do it that way. I would love to put it down here, but then the dense cable would be sticking out and we would need to either lower this or maybe move it around somehow to make it a bit prettier. Because the P2P tunnel needs a smart cable, so that would be smart cable P2P, and that would be the dense cable. So we would need to run conduits like this. I mean, we can hide it, and then we can go above. Why not? Let me just grab the P2P tunnel on the other side. I moved the P2P tunnel down. We're gonna hide it with some conduit facades in a moment, but basically for this to work, as we did it in Botania, we need to put this on here. We need to give you a crafting card and say, do not use stocked items, only craft items while exporting. And then we also need a redstone card and say active with signal and some speed upgrades. And then we can put this here and say 1024 emit when levels are below. So this should start getting the things to make us Osglass glass. Yeah, it is making Osglass glass. So from here we can just extract and import it into the drawers. We're just gonna put it here in the bottom, and we're gonna grab some item conduits, just run them here. And then down here to this guy, we are gonna say extract always active. And then down here, we can just say insert, insert, and insert, like that. So that should start making us a bunch of glass, slowly but surely. And for the Mirion, we can do the same thing. So this crafting card, do not use stocked items, 2 acceleration cards, and a redstone card, and set to active with signal, and set this to 1024, emit when levels are not above below limit. There we go. And then osmiridium as well is like this, redstone, crafting, speed, and do not use active with signal. This on 1024, emit when levels are below limit. Lovely. So we should be slowly but surely getting all of these things. Yeah, we got another craft of Mirion because I had 12 before, which is really cool. So let's grab some facades and make this thing look pretty. We also need some anchors, because we need some more of these compact machine facades for AE. So let's just grab a bunch of these. There we go. And we can put them here, here, here. I'm gonna take actually this off so you can actually see what is happening with the facades. That is hidden. We need to hide this and that. And we can just run a compact machine wall here. And that would kind of hide the entire thing up top. Even though I would have rather had this block be visible, we still kind of can do that. Hold on, let's just, oh, that's not what I wanted. Whoopsie daisy, I vein mined half of these. That's fine, it's an easy fix. Okay, so if we wanted to have that visible, we would need to have the middle thing be like this, I guess. Does that look okay if we have those blocks sticking out in the middle? I don't know. We can add a feature thing or something in the middle. Maybe you can give me an idea in the comments what I can do. It doesn't really matter. It's in a compact machine and we're probably never gonna come back here again once this is all finished and done. Unless we wanna add something else to this compact machine, but I think it should be good for what we need for the moment. Because on this side, this is coming up to here. You know what? Let's just cut this off. Whoops. Not the conduit. It's gonna turn this and make more alumite. And let's just cut this off. And grab that. And I don't need the facades here, and we can just build up the way I wanted it to in the first place. So like that. And I know I could be using a building wand or anything, or a building gadget, but I think it's fine. And I actually don't need those blocks there. Okay. Also, one thing that I realized, I could put some haste on my nanobot beacon, so we can see if we can get blocks to break in midair instantly while we're flying. That's what I meant basically. So I'm gonna try that, I think, in between episodes. See if I can get that going. I have to sacrifice some of the stuff here. We can sacrifice luck and water breathing. I don't think we need that. Possibly the health boost. Maybe the fire resistance even, because we don't really need that that much. Is this doing things? Are you crafting? You're crafting these. It's saying it's crafting stuff. It should be detecting that it finished the craft because the items are going into the drawers and then the thing recognizes it. But I'm gonna keep an eye on this and see if it's working. I had to change a few things. The interface on the thing was fine, but I want to have it hidden. So I added a crate with an extract on the thing. And basically what we have to do is extract from this directly into the interface. Otherwise the ME system doesn't know it completed a craft and it's not going to schedule another one. So it's just going to stay here, stay on the crafting status is always going to be just crafting. So this works. And what I love about this is that you can just input all of the things in here and it's fine. It doesn't care what is in. You can input multiple of the things. and it doesn't cause a problem, basically. So you can see it's getting all of the different types of items. Like this is for osmiridium, and this is for the mirian. And this guy doesn't care. He's just going to take what he needs and craft the item that is required, which is lovely. So this has been slowly going up, and it's going to finish in between episodes. And I think I'm going to end the episode off here. So I want to thank you all for watching. I will switch into my ender armor. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Also, consider subscribing to see new videos. Support me on Patreon if you want, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.